Celebrating diversity. You will have heard people referring to Britain as a very diverse country. Diverse means different. So diversity is to be understood as a process of recognizing that each individual is unique and recognizing the differences that exist between people. The differences can be in nationality, in ethnicity, in sexual orientation, in sex, whether we are born female or male, in socioeconomic status, whether we are rich or poor, for example, in age, young or old, in physical abilities, religious beliefs, political beliefs, and such. In England, there is a very strong tradition of celebrating contributions and struggles for justice from different communities. Pretty much each month is marked by an event that either celebrates a particular community, and alongside that celebration there is also recognition of the struggle that that community will have gone through for their rights to be recognised or is still going through. Holocaust Memorial Day is held in January and is a day for everyone to remember the millions of people murdered in the Holocaust under the Nazi persecution. So between 1941 and 1945, 6 million Jewish men, women and children were murdered by the Nazis and their collaborators. But it wasn't just Jewish people that suffered. The Nazis also targeted anyone they believed threatened their idea of a pure Aryan race, including Roma, Sinti people, disabled people, gay people, political opponents, and anyone else that resisted the regime. We also take the opportunity to remember all of those that have died in other genocides which followed those of the Second World War. So genocides in Cambodia, in Rwanda, in Bosnia and Darfur. February marks the LGBT month, which celebrates the vibrancy of the lesbian, gay, bisexual and transgender community, but also recognises the struggles for equality. June is Refugee Week, and we normally have a lot of celebrations of people that have come to the UK to seek sanctuary from very different countries, and those are held throughout the UK. Difference should be understood within the context of equality. This means that all people in the UK, men, women, gay, lesbian, straight, disabled, religious or not, have got the same rights to access work and education, to be politically active, to be safe from violence. Violence and discrimination against anyone is illegal in this country. This is because there is a law, the Equality Act, which came into force in 2010, that protects people from being harassed, victimized or discriminated against because of who you are or who they are, because of one or more of their identity traits. So in this country, no one can treat you differently simply because, for example, you are a man or you are disabled or you are gay. Everyone should be treated equally. By that we mean that everyone should have the same access to things, irrespective of who they are, and should enjoy the same rights, irrespective of who they are. In England, since March 2014, it's legal to marry if you are in a same-sex partnership. So gay couples can get married and have a family in this country, and homophobia is classed as a hate crime. So it is illegal to treat somebody differently simply because they are in love with another person that happens to be of the same sex. The same goes, for example, towards women. So in this country, we all have the freedom to wear what we want whether we are male or females, without being abused or treated differently. Sometimes here people find it a bit difficult to see women, for example, going to nightclubs with short skirts or very revealing tops, and they might think that because a woman is wearing a short skirt or a low top, for example, a revealing top, they have the right to approach them and touch them in inappropriate ways. That is illegal and is called sexual harassment in this country, and nobody should be touched in a way that they do not want to unless they give, obviously, their permission. Equally, if we look back at the issue of faith, for example, and religion, I'm aware that some members of the Muslim community, for example, have been refused taxi services because of their faith. That is illegal in this country. So no one should refuse you, if you're a Muslim, for example, the access to public transport or a taxi because you're wearing a hijab. That is illegal and should be reported to the relevant authorities, either the police or Global Link, if you are in Lancaster, and we can help you and support you to take that forward. So to summarize, today's presentation was about diversity, which means recognizing that we are all unique and we are all different from each other, but we should all be treated equally. And it is illegal to treat somebody differently or to discriminate against them if simply because of who they are.